of that, and hopefully in a big ways in making Andhra and India the center of the revolution that is happening worldwide. Generative AI itself is not just the cutting edge of technology. It requires massive step function increase in our infrastructure requirements. And we have gone through the step function changes in the way that technology has evolved over the last several decades. It all started with the internet era, where we really started living our life differently. Today, it is very hard to imagine when there was a day where you could not really search Google because it did not exist. From that, we have come a long, long, long way where it is so integral. Digital living is so integral to the part of everything that we do. That led to streaming era, where streaming video became part of our everyday life again. I try to explain to my son, who is now in college, how life was before YouTube or Instagram, and he does not understand how that life was. But it took enormous amount of technology and step function changes in infrastructure for us to get there. The next was the cloud era. Now, in cloud era, in some ways, we really figured out how to run our applications and services in a centralized infrastructure, and data center became part of it. Now, oftentimes when we think of data centers, we think of them as the structure that sits in the middle of, as we just visited today, in a beautiful field, hosting a lot of computers, but that's not what data centers really are. They are literally the nerve centers, the engine room of the digital lives that we live every single day. And we think of them as absolutely fundamentally critical to the changes that we have seen in technology so far, and the more changes that are coming our way with this intelligence revolution that is going on. Just to give you a context, if you just think of the models that we run, Gemini is our own model, and there are similar models that are built by many of our peer companies. These models are improving, or call it improving, call it growing in complexity at least 10x every year. And that pace is only increasing, it's not reducing. So, building these models require an incredible amount of infrastructure. And this infrastructure comes in the form of, obviously, the chips that over which these models are built, but it also comes with the data center in which these chips are placed, the network that connects these chips. And end of the day, these models are only as good as the applications that are run on top of these models. And those applications only are as good as the users and the customers that get to use them in a way that is extremely high quality, extremely resilient, extremely high performant, and frankly, delivers answers at the speed of thought. That's ultimately what intelligence revolution is. How do we really produce these tokens and these answers from these chips, the infrastructures, the system, the data centers, and the ecosystems that ultimately produces intelligence for us at the speed of thought. And that's really what we're after. Vizag is going to be right at the center of it when it comes to AI in India. This is the nerve center that we're building for the country, and we're incredibly, incredibly excited about what is possible because of this absolutely cutting-edge data center and chips that we're going to bring, that we're building right in the middle of Vizag. It's a vision. It's a vision that we jointly built over last year and a half. I remember our first meeting with Honorable Minister Nara Lokesh right here. It was the next room, I believe, where we had a concept that India is going to be at the center of the AI revolution that is happening. It has enormous opportunities and enormous strengths in really leading the AI revolution. Vizag seems to be the absolute perfect place to lead this AI revolution, not just for India, but for Asia-Pac to become a global hub that we can interconnect. And remember I said, these AI hubs are the nerve centers, and a key part of the nerve centers are the connectivity that these nerve centers have. These are the network that we built. So our vision was always to connect Vizag not only as the hub for the AI revolution that we believe India is right at the beginning of, but also the nerve center for connectivity across the world. And with that, we built this concept of America-India Connect. It is one of the most extensive network infrastructure build that has happened within the country. But most importantly, with all of this connectivity that India had, India's international connectivity has been concentrated really into two subsea landing points. They're Chennai and Mumbai. And if you look at how these submarine cables have been built in the past, they're vulnerable to a lot of geopolitical and natural risks. Vizag is the third and possibly the most robustly connected international gateway that India will ever have, at least till date. And we're directly connecting Vizag to Australia, and via Australia to the western coast of the United States, to Middle East and Europe, to the south of Africa, continuing along the coast to Europe and United States, and to the rest of Asia. And we're building these routes where we really got inspired by the historical trade routes that were used for maritime connectivity of the new world, quote unquote, to India. And we're really leveraging those trade routes to now build what is the digital highways, the digital superhighways for these AI gateways. So you have the nerve centers, you have the nervous system, and then you have connectivity to the rest of the world that comes from that. We are deeply, deeply grateful for the partnership with the state of Andhra Pradesh. It has been incredible. The government of India, the sponsorship that we received all the way from the Prime Minister, the IT Minister, and the Finance Minister in making this real, but also our partners, Adani Connects and Airtel Nextra. Without that, it would have been impossible to come to the place where we are, the groundbreaking that we did. And the Honorable Chief Minister made us all promise that by 15th August 2028, we're going to serve the citizens of India and the citizens of Andhra Pradesh from this AI hub. So it's a challenge that we're all taking. It's a little nerve-wracking, but I think if any team can do it, it's this partnership that we have built here and the place where we're building this. So looking forward to opening of the data center in August 15, 2028. These data centers, sorry, I missed the slide. This AI hub will have profound ripple effects and a new scale of benefits across the broader supplier ecosystem, including here in India. Economic modeling by Access Partnership projects that this AI data city's cumulative value-added contribution to India's GDP would be US $6.8 trillion between 2027 and 2047. And it's going to support directly or indirectly more than 39 million jobs by 2047. This AI hub is also expected to benefit the ecosystems in other ways. Having access to massive compute power is absolutely fundamental to building the new sets of applications or products or companies that are going to get built. It is very, very, very hard for the startup ecosystem to blossom till they have high performance, low latency compute that is accessible to them all the time. And that often triggers it has the catalytic effect in building an industry that we have seen over and over again in places that we have gone to. For example, before Google went to Ireland, Ireland had very little tech ecosystem. If you look at Dublin today, Dublin matches Bay Area in terms of the innovation and the ecosystem that has been built. It has been true in Finland. It has been true in Netherlands. So we're expecting the exact same network effect, if you may, to happen as we come to Andhra Pradesh and build a very rich ecosystem that happens over there in terms of R&D and the fundamental innovations that are now possible. And then, the other bit that is very interesting as we build this data center is the supply chain that ultimately backs it. When we think of data center, we often think of the compute that goes in. But imagine the solar and the wind plants that are powering this data center. Imagine the transformers that are getting manufactured. Imagine the chillers that are going to get manufactured here. Imagine the servers and the systems that are going to get built. We believe very strongly in order to build that speed and scale and complexity that AI needs, it is super important to build the ecosystem around this AI hub. There is no other way to really deliver at the speed at which we we are planning to deliver. And that specifically calls for a supply chain that is exceptionally resilient, flexible, innovative, deeply collaborative, and as much local as possible. This is the only way we can make good to the promise of making this AI hub the center of the AI revolution that India is going through, and frankly support Viksit Bharat in 2047. Transactional relationships, frankly, does not work, because in this world, we are going to invent and reinvent things every single day. When we are talking about our AI hub, this is some of the most cutting-edge technology, all the way from construction to cooling to electrical delivery to networking to compute, that we're going to host in here. This is going to be one of the most advanced infrastructure that not only Google has, but anyone has built anywhere in the world. And when we build that, we only can build that by innovating with our partners. It is not possible for any one company or any one organization to develop everything that is needed for this data center. So we are a big believer of strategic partnerships, as you are seeing, we are already doing in the way that we're building this data center. But it is all about co-architecting the solution that we ultimately need for this AI hubs to finally work. In conclusion, I think the AI revolution is truly India's moment. As we heard from the Honorable Chief Minister in this morning's groundbreaking, that India sees the moment when it was before Y2K, when software services were getting outsourced. And that developed us an industry that did not exist in India, and it has been an enormous growth story for India. I think we're in the next step function change for the country, where India has the talent, India has the ability to develop the technology, it has the history of building applications and services around new capabilities that get delivered. And now, with our AI hub, it will have a very rich ecosystem that is built around the absolute cutting edge capabilities that exist anywhere in the world. And really, the reward that we're all seeking is an India where it doesn't just participate in the AI revolution, it leads it. I truly believe that it is absolutely India's time. We truly believe that we're investing into what will be possibly one of the biggest acceleration for Viksit Bharat. We also believe that this AI hub gives us opportunities to build an ecosystem where Andhra Pradesh should be right at the center of, or the connected tissue that brings the very deep supply chain that you have in this technology stack and the AI hub in and around Andhra Pradesh, and really develops a new set of supply chain and ecosystem that are both resilient and ready for the future that we're all going to build together. So with that, I'm super excited to build with all of you, and super excited to deliver the absolute market-leading AI for India, by India, for India, as well as for the rest of the world. Thank you all very much, and really appreciate you all coming in to the convention today. Take care.
Thank you, Bikash, for sharing the critical role of international partnerships in building a future-ready AI ecosystem. The AI Data City Initiative represents more than just infrastructure. It represents a commitment to the future of Visakhapatnam's digital economy. I now request Mr. Bhaskar, Secretary for IT, Electronics and Communications, Government of Andhra Pradesh, to set the agenda for the session.